we're very excited. I mean, profits are coming, and demand is coming. The actions that we have implemented are coming together, and I think the Etihad team is doing a terrific job. So we're very proud about these results.
Okay, 35% rise in passengers. What's grown that growth? Routes, fleets, taking other people's market share? What is it?
I mean, the market is growing, right? So that helps a lot. So demand is growing to the region. Abu Dhabi, I mean, to give you an example, right? We have launched a stopover program, and we're delivering now 6.5 thousand visitors per month right now. And a year ago, those numbers were only about 2,000, right? So people are coming to visit Abu Dhabi. I mean, we have changed the network. So we have a more, I would say, friendly schedule for our guests. And they have now flights to Europe, for instance, the morning bank. So when our customer service is improving, right? If you go to TripAdvisor, for instance, and you see our metrics, I mean, I mean, our customer service is up year on year, at least 20% based on an external company. So the airport is helping. So everything is coming together, and we're very happy about that.
You mentioned friendly services. What is Terminal A, the new terminal, given you in terms of the ability to have nicer time slots, and how important is that for attracting customers?
I mean, we're very grateful for Abu Dhabi to have invested in that extraordinary terminal. It's one of the few terminals in the world that you have that experience, and you don't have to take a tram to go to another terminal, right? You don't have to take a bus to board, right? So it's an incredibly well thought terminal. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing if it was not for the terminal. It's as simple as that. I mean, the connectivity times are much better. The passenger experience is much better. Our lounges are much better. I mean, and CBP, right? Immigration to the US is working now in the new terminal. And by December, we're going to be having a lounge after CBP for our guests to have our lounge facilities before they go on board and after they clear immigration. So extremely thankful and happy for this extraordinary infrastructure that Abu Dhabi provided us.
So we've got the 66% rise in net profit, Antonaldo, and a 21% rise in revenue. Where then are you making the efficiencies to lead to that higher profit?
I mean, one of the key aspects in airline for efficiency to drive costs down is actually flying more the planes, right? So our aircraft utilization is up year on year. So that's the most important, most expensive asset that we have, right? A plane is costs a lot, and the fact that we're improving the rotations and we're improving efficiency, that on a unit basis it drives costs down because I get more efficiency. So we're very happy about the efficiency side of the equation.
How much have higher ticket prices helped with your numbers, not just in this quarter, but in the first 9 months of the year?
Actually, for Etihad, I mean, we measure unit revenue, which is the ticket per kilometer, right? Actually, we're flat year on year. So I could argue that ticket prices are not driving that. What is really driving is what you said, is efficiency, right?
And cargo, talk to me about cargo, growth of 21%.
That's a great point. Actually, cargo is helping a lot as well. Cargo is better this year than last year. I mean, in that case, the yields are up, right, year on year. So we're very happy about that. And we, for the first time, we managed to redeploy our assets to markets that are doing better than the others. So we rebalanced the network, and for the first time, our yields are higher than the industry average, but because of mix, not because we're charging more. So we're sending planes to better markets of cargo.
Where are your better cargo markets at the moment, and what does that tell us about the global economy?
China and Southeast Asia are doing extremely well, right? Are doing extremely well. We're very happy about the results there. Of course, it's a business where you connect, right? So we have seamless connectivity between our 5 freighters and our more than 45 bellies that we have flying to the US and Europe. So extremely excited about this.
If some are doing better, which are doing less well? Where have you taken that cargo fleet from?
I mean, I prefer not to share because it's really confidential information, right? The way we do our network. But I mean, I wouldn't say that these markets that we took some, it was time, small adjustments, but I wouldn't say that in these markets we are not, they're not doing well. Is that you have other markets that are doing way better.
Talk to me about China, though. I know you've signed that big Chinese deal in Q2, but I understand that you've also extended your reduced flights into China, reducing those key routes until the end of March. What is Chinese growth looking like for you?
I mean, I understand there are some news that we reduced capacity in China, right? Reality is it's tiny adjustments, right? We are committed to China. I mean, we actually have a bold plan to increase capacity in China in the short term. So I mean, we're excited about the market. Otherwise, we wouldn't have done the partnership that we just did. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in China, I think 2 or 3 times over the past year. I'm not sure many other airlines send their CEO to China in so many times, right? So we're committed to the market, committed to the partnership, and we're going to be adding capacity to China.
Well, let's look at where it's all going, Antonaldo. In the last few minutes I've got with you, you've grown your fleet by 16 planes in the reporting period that we're talking about, despite a global aircraft shortage. What does your handover schedule look like now in the medium term, and what are you expecting to come on time?
I mean, the execution capability of this airline is amazing, right? About 1.5 years ago, our plan was to add 0 planes. And we changed the plans, and in 9 months, I mean, we added 16 planes. This is remarkable. We have about 20 planes to come next year, right? So more than we received this year, right? So our plans until 2030 are done. I mean, the planes that we need to fly, the network that we built, we devised until 2030 are secured. I mean, we have some delays here and there, but we're in good shape. I mean, we're in good shape. We're also at the same time taking advantage of positions that we had that were already late before. So the way we planned was already taking into consideration those delays. So we're good. I mean, of course, we would like the planes to come earlier, right? And when we have some 1 month or 2 month delay, we're not happy. We become disappointed, right? But we're in good shape.
What are your relationships like right now with the big plane makers?
I mean, it's an ongoing relationship, right? We talk to these guys every day because we have maintenance obligations, right? We have, I mean, discussions about retrofit. We're going to retrofit our entire fleet, right? I mean, if you think about it, Etihad is an airline that has the youngest fleet in the region, and Etihad is going to invest in a retrofit program. That speaks a lot about our commitment to customer service, right, and to product. So we cannot do a retrofit without engaging with the OEM. So we talk to these guys every day. I mean, and we have good relationships. Very happy that Boeing now strike is over and things are coming back to track. But it's ongoing discussions.
And finally, where are we on those IPO plans? I know it's the question we ask every time. Is there any update? Are the conversations moving forward?
I mean, you ask every time, and I answer the same way every time, right? It's our obligations. I mean, it's a shareholder matter in the end, right? It's for the shareholder to decide. The day the shareholder decides, we're gonna inform everyone. But it's not a decision that is for the management to decide. It's a shareholder matter. So we don't comment on IPO timing.
Where are we going to see the biggest growth come from, do you think, over the next 9 months, over the next 3 quarters? What's going to be the most important markets for you?
We have a lot of growth it's actually, let me say 12 months, because it makes a difference, right? Because we have a lot of airplanes arriving only by the end of next year. But I would say that we front loaded a lot of growth in Europe in the first half of 2025. And we have a lot of growth in Southeast Asia and China in the second half of 25. So it's Europe first half and Southeast Asia and Middle East and China in the second half.